We're on days 11, 12, 13, and I'm going to explain why that is. It's because, as I mentioned before, I had to travel, and it was to take someone out of state to a hospital, and turns out that that visit resulted in a diagnosis that was pretty serious, and so I couldn't, because of the travel days and dealing with that, I couldn't post every single day. So I went delayed one day, and then another day was a travel day, so I'm doing this video as a catch-up. But that's okay, because the lesson here is life is important, and sometimes things do happen. Right now we're at 29%. We've barely moved the needle at all in terms of what we've been doing with the Facebook ads, and I'll share later on how much we've been spending, and we're gonna have to make an adjustment and at some point enter into what's called a retargeting phase, where people who've already seen the video and the Facebook ads, then they're going to be retargeted with maybe a still image or a shorter video as a reminder that the campaign is about to end. We've also been doing the horror convention, which our two influencers, Matt and Montavious, they've been grinding it out. They've been just talking to a lot of the horror fans at their booths, handing out the condoms, and just letting them know that there's a Kickstarter campaign going on for the fetus. That's all great, that's all exciting, but again, the needle has not moved very much on this campaign. So it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Is it the pitch video? Is it the Kickstarter landing page? Is it the comedy aspect that's used to help sell the fetus, which is a horror film primarily, and it has part comedy in it? I don't know. It's something along there. Is it the rewards? Are the rewards too high of an amount? Which I'm not so sure, because I've seen plenty of other crowdfunding campaigns. They don't offer as much value as what we're offering in terms of the products, the content, the dollar amount. I've seen much higher dollar amounts, and a lot of them for digital products as well, where you don't even get into physical products until after the $100 level. We'll see in the next few days how the results from the convention goes, because if people receive these free condoms and it translates into them becoming backers, then that's great, and that is going to give us data in terms of, is this strategy effective in terms of marketing, or is it something that's not? Maybe there's a better way to go about this. But we also tried to use the condoms as an incentive to back the campaign by saying, hey, to get a free condom, could you please make at least a $1 pledge to the Kickstarter? And some of the horror fans were busy at the convention, so they weren't able to sit there and look through everything. And so as a result, we kind of had to play it by ear. So I had Matt and Montavious let me know if that was a good strategy or not. And apparently it was better to just give it to them and just direct them to the Kickstarter campaign with that tag that was on there, as opposed to try to get them to go through it when there's all this excitement going on at the horror convention, look in their phone and find an item and pledge and put their credit card and everything. So that was something that I had them test out just to see if it would work or not. And then I kind of figured out it wasn't going to work because of all the excitement there. And they just went back to the strategy of giving out the condoms for free. It makes sense because it's a pregnancy film to have condoms, because it's just a great pairing. It makes complete sense. So I'm happy and excited that it's hitting a nerve, and we're going to be able to use this once we actually launch the film and figure out how to use it as an incentive to get people into the theaters. We're most likely going to have a very, very small number of theaters in a limited run, because I am a first-time filmmaker. I don't have a big following yet. We do have a couple leads in it that are fairly recognizable in the horror community especially, so that's great. But to have the marketing dollars behind it to push this out into theaters, the risk increases a lot in terms of, are we able to get as many people to the theaters as possible to fill it up, because you need to be able to show that to be able to continue your run in the theater as well, from a day, a few days, to weeks to months. So with the distributor that we spoke with, they're not sure we're going to be able to do that, and so, but that's okay. We'd like to at least have a few select theaters in major cities and target the fans and let them know that tickets are available in those select cities and theaters. What's also good about theaters is that the press will more likely review the film, because there's a little bit more cachet and prestige when your film goes into a theater. And it's also good for the fan base, because it's a little bit of community building, because everyone's coming together to watch a film and enjoy it. That's it for this segment, and I hope you share, like, and subscribe. If you have any interest in The Fetus and you would like to support it, please go to our Kickstarter campaign at thefetuskickstarter.com. Thanks.